Speaking about your first album, the process of loving an artist,
Mm-hmm.
um, was creating that album a lot harder than you thought? Was it easier? Did it come more naturally to you? And Brandon, what was that process like? Being someone who was so close to the process of the music, of the production, and actually finalizing it.
That was easy. I'll give you the reason, I guess. I'm thinking like, what's the reason why it's easy? I don't even know. But I guess that's like they say like the first project you makes usually it take your whole life to make it. You know what I'm saying? So I have all of this like built up experience and things I wanted to try that I was just easy to put that on wax. Um, and then it was just fun, man. I really with the producers I was doing it with, and they were helping me a lot, and I was really learning who I was, and it was very experimental as far as music goes. So I enjoyed it. It was very easy.
Nice.
Yeah, and I think I'm torn on like the answer to this because I think to Frank's point that it was easy because it was our first time and there was no like real huge expectation, but it was also hard because we're doing all this stuff for the first time. You know what I'm saying? And like trying to navigate like label conversations, distribution, like just all these things that we had really like we never done before, right? Because we had only done like visual arts showcases and galleries and things like that. So when it came to planning the release of the project, that was pretty easy. Or doing merch for the project, that was easy. But I feel like some of those other conversations and things that we had to navigate were a little bit more challenging. And I think if you fast forward the projects after, the other stuff became the expectations and that kind of stuff became more intense, and that's where like the pressure was versus like I think the music part has always been fun. You know, it's always been cool to like sit in on sessions. Again, like the guys that we make the music with are like some of our just best friends, so it's just a good time. You know what I'm saying?
It's like I guess just to put the podcasting, the pot filming. This is the fun part.
Yeah.
Everything that goes behind this, it's not.
Yeah,
it's not so
exactly.
glamorous.
Yeah.
It's
And
like
then,
that's why people quit because they're like, nah, this is gonna take way too much time to do it right.
Mhm.
Everybody can pick up a mic and just release a video,
100%,
right?
yeah.
But to actually put a
And then
production
people want
together,
to see those numbers. How many numbers did your last episode do? How many? You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that is where artists start to get in their own head when they, or you might look at somebody that started the same time as y'all
yeah,
that might have popped, that got a Spotify deal already, or you know what I'm saying? They already got a video with 2 million views or whatever.
Yeah.
Those are the type of things I feel like that start to like permeate in artists.
I find at least I don't know if it's the same in the music industry, but at least for us, we like to put blinders on. We're not concerned
Yeah.
about what anybody
Yeah.
to the left or to the right does. We respect it. We don't bash anybody. We don't talk down on anybody. Obviously, we watch other podcasts, other shows. We take elements from that and more fit into what we want to do.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming it's the same in the music industry. You got to
Yeah,
have
you
some
have to.
tough skin, like you said in the beginning. It's a
Yeah.
tough industry, right?
Yeah. I mean, the first thing you gotta like accept is like everybody not gonna like your music.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's just like a natural, like, there's people that don't like listening to Michael Jackson or Sade or Kanye or Drake or, you know what I'm saying?
You're right.
There's like people that literally don't like their music. So
Right.
that's just one thing I feel like you gotta accept. I guess the hard part is like when you get to the point where a lot of the people that make the calls and that do hold the key to give you certain opportunities, they do care about the numbers and things like that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And that's where, you know what I'm saying, you got to really be able to have tough skin and be like, okay, well, do I need to make this type of music so I could do these type of numbers to get this type of opportunity? But you just got to, think about your path and,
You got
the
to break
vibe
through. You got to
want,
stay
yeah.
consistent.
Yeah, I think that's the most important thing is Frank had this, we were talking one day, I think, in the gym, and he was saying the more time that you let sit between whatever your craft is, like dropping a song, dropping an episode, or whatever it is, the more particular and the more just like the perfectionism tries to creep in into you doing whatever you're doing, right? And he had this funny example of like, if you shoot a video and you don't drop it, you shoot it in the wintertime, right? And then you're like, July comes and you're like, man, I'm wearing a winter coat. I can't drop this now. 'Cause, like, it's just little things like that will start to eat away at you if you don't like stay on, like just continuously. Obviously, you want to do like things that are good and that you like. But at a certain point, you kind of just have to let it go and let the universe just see your art.
Yep.
What was that moment where, despite all the numbers and everything like that, it's like, you're an artist, you like creating art. What was that point? A certain song where a fan came up to you or you heard it on the radio and you was like, nah, we got one. Like, I'm here. You know what I
I'm
mean?
still.
Like,
I feel like I'm still waiting on that moment. I have people tell me that they like my music all the time, and I get different messages, and I would be like, I don't know. I'll be lying right now if I said I can remember the exact message, but
yeah,
anytime I get a message, man, and I can really tell that somebody really listened to it and that it really meant a lot to them, and the fact that you could, name the songs that you were listening to at the specific time you did, like that means just as much to me as hearing my song on the radio or something. So I feel like that moment was just like after the first project, man, we had a album release party, and that it was just really heartwarming for people to even come support that. You know what I'm saying?